So here's what's hilarious is that, if you're going to start from the beginning, you should start from the beginning. First of all, welcome. Thank you for listening. What's hilarious is that I'm sitting here, watching some videos on YouTube, and I got this spike of inspiration. You know what I mean? There's like this spike of inspiration that makes you go, oh snap, I think I know what I'm supposed to do. And so you go and do it, right? But then a bunch of goofy shit happens that deters you from getting started. You find this mum of quietness where you're able to think clearly, you're able to really figure yourself out, and it motivates you to move immediately. And then some goofy shit happens that distracts you. I say this because I can't tell you how many times I've tried to wrap my brain around this idea of just talking into a microphone and expressing some of my more intimate thoughts with you. And I have that moment where it's like, dude, fuck it. Do what you gotta do, man. Just fucking do it. Just fucking go. And first of all, I get distracted because I turn on my recorder and I have a whole bunch of recordings in my phone. And I'm like, oh shit, oh man. Because I'm listening to a bunch of my recordings that have nothing to do with the fact that I just motivated myself to go. Like, just fucking go, right? And now, right when I thought I had a nice quiet moment where my audio was going to be crispy clear, and maybe it's still fine. Maybe you can't really hear, but now all of a sudden, right now, all of a sudden, my dad decides to blast his track list. I'm pretty sure it's music that he has to prepare for tomorrow. Today's Saturday, tomorrow's Sunday. Maybe he has to perform these songs. I don't fucking know. All I know is that everything was quiet until I decided I was going to move, and now I have audio behind me. Now I could be a dick and tell my dad, hey, turn your music down. I'm going to talk into a sock. Right? I could totally just be an asshole and tell him to stop what he's doing because I think what I'm doing is more important. But no, because that's the whole reason. I'm going to put my phone down, and I hope that me putting it on my bed doesn't affect anything. I just have my sock because it's a cool little trick that I learned on the internet. But it's one of those things that you hear about in church, right? It's like this this thing where, the enemy tries to stop you, right? It's like, you're going to move forward with what God wants you to do, and then the enemy throws some blocks in your way to make it not easy. And it's always weird how convenient that is, isn't it? It's always weird when you decide to level up. That's when the bullshit happens, right? Everything was cool. Everything was fine. The music just came on. Now, all of a sudden, my dad want to blast music while I'm sitting here trying to talk to you. I can't tell you how many times I've talked into my phone trying to work up the nerve to finally pull the trigger on this idea, and it's hilarious that my brain automatically creates all of these barriers, and even my dad's music being a barrier in itself. It's hilarious how that works, and something like that is supposed to discourage me. I'm usually the type of guy where I would be like, oh, well, let me wait until he's done with his music and let me go back to watching my YouTube videos. And I would completely forget about it. Another day will go by and I will have, quote unquote, forgotten. Oh, yeah, I was supposed to start on my dreams. Oh, my bad. I totally forgot about my dreams. But fuck it. Because that's life, man. Sometimes life blares a whole bunch of music behind you when all the fuck that you want is silence. Whatever. But that's not why I turned this phone on. I turned this phone on because one of those videos that I was watching was a Coach Red Pill video. And you should go check his YouTube video out. It's filled with wonderful things for men. And I just got that inspiration again. And I got the inspiration because again, this has been an idea that I've been wanting to do for like a while. All the voice memos that I recorded, just talking to myself and just going back and forth. Whatever. I wanted to just speak on the concept of goals. And I guess I'll just be frank. There's no reason to be poetic about it. I think sometimes a strong goal to have in life is to just enjoy what it is God created here on this planet. I think that's mine. You know, growing up, I'm still being taken care of to this day. You know, I live with my parents. And they've been gracious enough to let me stay as long as I've been showing a good work ethic and, you know, I've been saving my money and, you know, maybe I'll find a place to live someplace. Maybe I'll be out in the street, but whatever it is, whenever I talk to people, whenever I speak about, you know, goals and dreams and hopes and wishes and blah, 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 everybody has their shit. You know, some want to go into real estate, some want to be, you know, IT specialists, some want whatever material representation of what their soul desires is what they're after. They need something physical. They need a trophy of some sort to prove to validate their existence on this planet. And I was never drawn to that. You know, and when you have these conversations with people and you tell them, you know, I'm just out here fucking around. I'm just out here doing what I want to do. You know, I don't really have, you know, any goals, you know. And especially to the people you love, you start to make shit up. You know, I was really big in, I still am. I love video games. I love playing video games. So, you know, people will try to help you out and say, well, why don't you go into, you know, game development or something overreaching, you know, something overreaching. That's something that I've noticed. People don't really help you with what you want. They help you try to achieve the best possible version of what you want. And that's nice. I mean, you know, cool. But then you're not talking to me, are you? When you hear my dreams, when you hear my goals, my aspirations, are you really helping me when you tell me the biggest thing to shoot for and not just help me figure out the next thing to do, the actual next step? I should dream about this. My goal should be this. And it's this fucking planet of an idea when all I want to do is just go to the next star over? Maybe I don't even want to do that. Maybe I want to talk about just how much I enjoy where I am right now, and I just want to focus on how good it feels, because that's something people don't do. Whenever I have these conversations about people and their goals and their dreams, they're always talking about how hard they're working and how it sucks and how they have to fucking eat noodles and shit. I don't give a fuck about the noodles you eat. I don't want to hear that. That doesn't inspire me. You don't even enjoy the noodles. I said all this to say that what if your goal in life, you, listening to me, what if your goal is just to enjoy? You know, when God first made Adam and Eve, did he give them goals? Ideas? No. He gave them a place to be free. You know what Adam's job was? You know what God's job was for Adam? Hey, look at all this cool shit. Just give them names. That was the first ever job. Ever. Name shit. That's a tiger. That's a lion. Those are titties, goddamn, right? The whole point of the Garden of Eden wasn't to work. It was to enjoy. It was to have fun. God gave them a place. God gave Adam and Eve a place to just enjoy themselves. And you know who fucked it up? Some snake with feet fucked it up. And you want to know what the fuck up was? Hey, you see that tree? Yeah, I see a tree. God told you not to eat from that tree, right? Yeah, we're not supposed to eat from the tree. You know, if you eat from the tree, you know what he knows. You can become God. What? Yeah. Nigga, you bite that apple, bruh, you will know everything that God knows. Yo, that's crazy. I know. But we're not supposed to eat it, though. Man, fuck that shit, man. Don't you want to know what God knows? Yeah. And then she eats the apple. And then she knows everything. I have a quick question. Eve bites the apple and knows everything that God knows. Right? She now knows the difference between good and evil. If that's the case, why the fuck would she give the apple to Adam? Why would she do that? Are you seriously? I'm sure I'm not the only one that asked this question, but it's a good question. If I do say so myself, it's a very good question. Unless she wanted Adam to suffer too. I'm not going to be the only one that fucked up. And so Adam, because he can't resist pussy and titties, eats the apple too. They both understand good and evil. And here's the crazy part. They become aware that they're naked. Like that's their first issue with themselves. Yo, we naked. We're not supposed to be naked. How do you know that? How do you know you're not supposed to be naked? That's strange. You know, it's funny. So my mind will go different places. So I'm realizing that, oh man, my brain's going to go everywhere. And I'm 15 minutes in. That's pretty cool. So I think we'll just stop at this instance, and we'll get into it further. I'm sure I'll talk a lot about this, but or fuck it, I'll keep talking. I don't give a shit. I just don't understand why we can't just simply enjoy what God has here. I don't know why people have these overarching goals when all these goals are sub missions to serve the greater social construct that doesn't give a shit about us at all. People will run their potential into the ground for a social machine. And I don't want to sound like those kinds of people. It's like, oh, fuck the machine, bro, and this, but because society has served us well, it has given us safety for the most part. And those who seek harm to other people seem to only be like mentally ill people or people that are trying to survive because they got the short end of the stick. And this society that will help few won't help an entire species of people. To the point where I'm just wondering, like, how rare is it to be someone in this, and when I say planet, I really mean America, because that's the only place I've been to. How sad is that? You know, a lot of people will say, you know, on this earth and on this planet and blah, blah, blah. It's like, nigga, you only talking about New York. You know, niggas that don't travel want to talk about the world at large and shit like that. It's like, nigga, you only talking about your hood. You're not even talking about the next 2 states over. What are you saying? And we do that shit, and we do that shit because I think watching the news gives us the impression that we know more than we actually do. Even when we're learning about someplace else, we don't know anything about that place other than some shit happened. You know, we don't know anything. And I guess that's why I'm trying to include the whole Adam and Eve angle, is because what if, like, you have to think, if it was a sin to know everything that God knows, then is ignorance truly bliss? Are we better off not knowing anything at all? Was that the point? The whole point of our creation was to just enjoy what's here and to reign dominion over it as a dominant species, as proclaimed by God. Apparently we didn't do anything to deserve it. We're fucking made out of sand. We're made out of the shit that all animals walk on, all land animals. We're made out of that shit. I don't know, dude. Listen, man. I just I wanted to do this because it was about fucking time, man. I'm just talking. That's all I'm gonna do, really. I'm just gonna talk. I have so many ideas. I'm trying to tell you, man, all the voice memos, man, you wouldn't believe. I think I've just been practicing. All those voice memos I left for myself, talking to myself, preaching to myself, what have you. I think it was just practice for this moment. I think ultimately when you realize a goal as ordained by God and not ordained by yourself, you'd realize, oh, I know what my role is, And I ain't on some goofy shit where it's, saying I've been called by God or whatever. I mean, fuck it. We've all been called by God, I guess. I don't get the impression that anybody's calling, quote unquote, is special. It's not special. You're a fucking human. You're born because two people fucked, and now you have a purpose now. Okay, whatever. Let me ask you a question. What the fuck are you doing that helps other people? It's something I've constantly been asking myself. I'm a selfish ass dude. I'll lay here, play my video games, drink my wine, watch my YouTube, all kinds of shit. And I will have done nothing for you. I'll talk to myself like this. And recently, I've been leveling. Well, not recently. I've been watching inspirational YouTube for like a minute, and I think I'm. Not only am I influenced, I think it's about time that I use it to my advantage. And we'll learn more about me as time goes. But yeah, man. I just wanted to talk. It was about time. And it can only get better from here.